I just wanted to give a short little testimony about the amazing things that God has been doing in my life over the past year. 2019, 2020 have been a pretty challenging year. I would not say that they were a bad year, just very challenging. Started having double vision, lost the feeling of the lower half of my body, and just when it returned, I lost the feeling of the upper half of my body. You can only imagine how hard it is to do things when you can't feel your hands. I started having seizures. In the midst of all of this, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease where your immune system attacks the protective covering over your nerves that are found in your optic nerves, your brain, and your spinal cord, also known as multiple sclerosis. I knew that the hardest battle was going to be in my mind. In the midst of human emotion of being scared and how am I going to do this or what if that, I pushed all of that aside and made up my mind in the very beginning that in order to get through this, I need God. I have to push aside what I see and what I feel. Walk by faith, knowing that all things work together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. Kept my eyes on Him and just knew that in the end, no matter how things turned out, that it would be for His glory. But I'm still human. Still were thoughts of fear, and the biggest ones were, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna do this by myself? Like, physically by myself. Like, yes, God is with me, but I can't go to Applebee's and say party for two because they'll think I'm crazy. 2020 rolls around. My lockdown started a little bit early. Seizures started getting worse, and I finally got diagnosed with epilepsy. Unfortunately, some of you had to witness some of those seizures. Lost my privileges to drive and had to go 6 months seizure-free before I could start driving again. And that made things even more challenging. And then right after that, so that was in January, then in March, the whole entire world shuts down because of a virus. But I thought, you know what? Worst comes to worst. This is all on God. He knows what He's doing. He ended up getting me to every single appointment. I never went without. As if that was not enough. Any of you who saw me at this point, I'm talking about like February, literally looked like I had Tourette's. All this region would not stop spazzing out. They said it was seizure activity that was just deep in my frontal left lobe. I kind of was like stuck like that for 3 weeks, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to return to work. So I ended up surrendering my car, and then we had Pastor Razor to our church, and he preached a great message, and he wanted to pray for us for 3 different things. I know one was healing, I can't remember the other one, sorry. And the third one was a financial blessing. So I went up for the financial blessing to be prayed for, and in my mind I was just picturing, okay, like God's gonna change me and I'm gonna like save up this money and I'm gonna be super frugal, and then the exact car that I want and that I need that's gonna be just like super reliable and cheap, it's just gonna all come together, and that would have been great. But God doesn't just settle for what we think is a good idea. He goes above and beyond. The very next day, I happened to go out for sushi with one of my close friends, and long story short, God told her to give me a car. And not just any car, mind you. This is the exact car that I had been looking for months. My brother, being a mechanic, told me for the price range that I was looking for to find an older Toyota Lexus, an Acura, or a Subaru under 200,000 miles, and that would get me at a certain price. I could save it up, pay it off in cash, not have any car payment. So what is this car, you ask? A 2003 Toyota Camry with 180,000 miles. If you ever feel like your world is impossible, just remember this story. I didn't earn a single ounce of what God gave me. And that's what's so great about His grace, is it is unmerited favor. So I hope this helps someone. Thank you so much for watching.